Hello everyone and welcome back. As you guys can probably tell by the title, we are going to be doing another makeup tutorial. I did want to switch it up a little bit and do something a little bit different. So I will be doing a Japonesque review, and while I'm doing that review, I will be doing my makeup. So it's going to be a get ready with me / review. I have used these products before, so I already know what products I do like and don't like, so we'll go through that, and at the same time I'll be just doing my makeup. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing yet, so I'll just kind of come up with it as we go. So if you want to see what I do come up with, then keep on watching. So I think I'm going to start off by doing my face makeup first, and as always, we always prep the skin, and so I have the Japanese primer. It's just like in a clear bottle like this. It honestly does not have anything fancy written on it. So yeah, this is just the base primer and I'm going to be applying this on. I do like this primer though. It's very like silicone-y, I guess you can call it. It definitely smooths out all the pores and everything, or fills in all the pores. And it gives you like a really nice, smooth, even application when you apply your foundations. I don't know if you guys tried the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, but it definitely reminds me of that primer, and it has the same like feel and everything. I definitely do like this primer just because it does remind me of the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and usually the Smashbox is my go-to primer. So since these are very identical, I would give this a 5 out of 5. Moving on to foundation, so I have the Japonesque foundation. It's a Luminous foundation and it's in the shade 6. Hopefully this matches. It might be a little bit too dark, but we will contour and just deepen my face up a little bit. This does have more of a luminous sheer coverage, and I do like it just because I like more of the lightweight foundations. I'm not really much into the heavy foundations, so I give this foundation a 5 out of 5 as well. They did send me, it's like a foundation buffing brush. It looks like this. I've tried using it and I don't really like it to apply the foundation with. I normally go with a beauty blender or beauty sponge, but other people might like this brush. I just didn't feel like I liked that much. I just felt like it left like streaks on the face and it didn't have that like natural effect when applying. So whenever I do my foundation, I always put a little bit on the back of my hand and then I just apply it with my finger, and then I go back with the beauty blender and just blend it all out. Normally, I always take a foundation that's slightly a little darker because I do self-tan, but I think they only sent me 2 foundations, so this is the darkest shade that they sent to me. But we'll work with it. We're going to do a little bit of cream contouring and it'll just blend out really nicely. Alright, so I finished blending it all out. I really love the finish on this foundation. I think it looks super great. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to cream contouring and doing the concealer part of it all. They did not send me a Japanese concealer or anything, or a cream contour, so I'm just going to be using other products. But I am going to be using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. This is one of my favorites, my everyday concealer. I love them so much. It's so like natural looking, but it has such an amazing coverage. So I think I'm going to do the concealer part and then we're going to move on to the cream contour part. So I'm going to be using the shade Medium Light and Neutral, and I just like to apply it under my eyes. And just kind of look around the cheek area because we want to elongate everything under here. And the chin area. A little bit on the Cupid's bow. And sometimes I have a little bit of redness right in my nose area right here. So that's why I usually like to apply some concealer here. Then we're gonna go the nose and a little bit on the forehead. Alright, now for cream contouring, I usually also use just a darker shade of the Naked Skin concealer, but I got this Lancome foundation stick in the mail a few days ago, and I wanted to try it out because it came in a really dark shade, which obviously does not match my skin, but I think it would be perfect for cream contouring, so I definitely want to try it out and see how I feel about it. Alright, I always like to start off just by contouring the cheekbones. This is a perfect shade for cream contouring. And it definitely feels very buttery when applying it, so I'm excited to see how well it's going to blend out. Alright, so here goes the moment of truth. Definitely blends out really nicely. And I just like that it's not too dark. Like, you could probably use this as an everyday cream contour color because it's just so like natural looking. Normally when I do cream contouring, I feel like every time I blend out, like it takes me like a good 2 minutes to blend out my cream contour, but this just blends out so nicely. Alright, so I blended all that out, and now we're going to go ahead and set everything, and I like to use my RCMA translucent powder with that. So we're basically just going to set all the areas we highlighted with the concealer. So I'm gonna let it bake for just like a little bit. I don't go too crazy with the baking. Like, I don't let it sit on my face for too long because I just feel like it makes everything too bright, and I don't really like that. But usually what I like to dust the bake with is this Japonesque brush. It's a face powder brush. I just love that it has this point and you can just go under your eyes really nicely and just dust everything off. So I love this brush. It's definitely one of my daily brushes. So I'm just going to lightly dust everything off. Alright, and then after this part, usually this is when I move on to my powder contouring. So they also sent me this contour brush by Japonesque. It's really nice because it gives you that precise contour. And then they also sent me another brush which looks like this, and this is actually a blush brush, but I love using it for contour because it has that precision point, and it just like perfectly follows that cheekbone area. I love it. So these two are perfect for contouring and bronzing, which I love, and I'll show you how I use it for that. So Japonesque did not send me any bronzers, so I'm going to be using the Smashbox step-by-step contour kit. It's a small little contour kit. I love it. It has really nice shades in here. And I'm going to be taking this warm shade in the middle, and I'm going to be bronzing and warming up my face with it. And then we're going to go over with the deeper shade here, or the cooler shade, with the other brush, and we're just going to contour a little bit deeper. So now I'm going to be moving on to this brush over here, and we're going to be doing that deeper contour. So we're going to go ahead and move on to blush, and for blush I'm going to be using the Japonesque Velvet Touch blush in the shade number 2, and it looks like this. It's like a very natural tan pinky color almost. And for a brush I'm going to be using the Smashbox Buildable Cheek Brush. It's very fluffy and it gives you like a very natural effect when you apply the blush, which I love. So I apply it at the apples of my cheeks and I bring it up onto my contour. And then sometimes I'll even put it on my nose a little bit. and like my forehead area. I just feel like we all naturally have a little bit of color like in the nose and the forehead area. So I just kind of like dust it on a little bit, just so we have a little bit more color there. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to highlighter, and for our highlighter I'm going to be using the Japanese highlighter in rose gold, and it looks like this. It's kind of like a tan and rose gold color. It's very, I wouldn't say it's like super rose gold, because when I apply it on, it just blends in so well into the skin, and it doesn't look super intense. It's more of like a natural highlight, which I love. And then for the brush, I'm going to be using my Smashbox Precision Highlighter brush. It's perfect for like a precise highlighter. I love it. Normally I first take my setting spray and spray the brush so my highlighter could blend in a little bit more better and look a little bit more intense. I love this brush because it applies it at the perfect spot. And I just feel like I love the shade of this highlighter. It's so perfect. Like it doesn't look like you have like a white spot on your face. Blends in so nicely. So normally at this point I am done with my face makeup, and I go ahead and move on to my brows. I'm going to do those off camera really quickly, and then we're going to go ahead and move on to the eye makeup. Alright, so brows are done and we're ready to move on to the eye portion of this look. So I am going to be using the Japanese eyeshadow palette. It's a really gorgeous palette because it comes with mattes and shimmers, and as you can tell, one of the eyeshadows is broken. I accidentally dropped it after opening it, and I was like, but it still works. It's just a little piece of it that chipped off, but these shadows right over here are super gorgeous, super pigmented. I am going to swatch them for you guys on camera so you guys can see how all the shades look. But these are just all mattes. They have a few nudes and a few darker shades, which is nice. So we're going to go ahead and swatch these shades.
Stuck in the dream, so I'll keep sleeping. So numb, I feel no pain at all. So let's just free fall off deep. One night, one chance, let's start. So can we take just a moment? Can we take just a moment with you right next to me? So can we take just a moment? Can we live in the moment right now?
Alright, those were all the shades that I swatched from the Japanese palette. They're the metallic shades. I also want to incorporate this shade by Urban Decay into my look today. It's in the shade Deep End. It's this gorgeous like blue turquoise color. Super pretty, so I will be incorporating this shade into my eye makeup look. And I'm also probably going to be doing a voiceover on the eye look, just because I feel like if I'm going to be doing a talk through and doing my eye makeup, it's going to take forever to film. So I will be doing a voiceover on that part. But I wanted to do a little quick review on this palette. I love this palette. I have used it before on a makeup look that I had. I think I did it for my Instagram page. I will put up a picture up here somewhere, and it has this like beautiful like mermaidy look. It was like a deep blue. It had a bunch of colors in there, but it was so beautiful. I loved it, and I used this Japanese palette and incorporated it in that makeup look. And so I definitely will give this palette a 5 out of 5, even though one of my shadows did chip a little, but you know, it happens to the best of us. But without further ado, let's get right into the eye look. So taking this brown shade over here and taking my 228 Zoeva brush, I'm going to be warming up the crease. Then switching over to this silver color using the E25 Sigma blending brush and just focusing on the outer corner and slightly in the crease area. Moving on to the shade Deep End by Urban Decay and taking my E45 Sigma brush and focusing on the outer corner and center of my eye. Taking this black shade and then my Sigma E32 brush, I'm going to be applying it to the outer corner of my eye and my lower lash line. So I felt like I didn't apply enough of the blue shade, so I'm going to reapply some with my finger and just blend it out with a brush. Now we need to draw a wing, and I'm going to be using the Japanese liquid liner to draw my winged liner. Afterwards, I'm going to move on to my Urban Decay eye pencil in the shade Deepen and just apply this on my lower lash line, and then I'm going to blend it out with a brush. Then to finish off the whole eye look, I'm going to curl my eyelashes and then apply some mascara using the Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced, and then apply some eyelashes off camera, and I'll be using the Iconics by House of Lashes. Alright, so now we're going to finish off this whole look. And by finishing it off, we need a lip color, and for lips today, I wanted to do like more of a gloss instead of a matte because I feel like I do a lot of mattes. And I'm going to be using the Too Faced Melted Latex in the shade Bite Me. I wanted to go with something darker because I feel like every time I do like a dark eye, I usually go for like a nude lip, so I just want to do dark on dark. So yeah, this is a really beautiful deep shade. So pretty. Alright, and this is how the shade looks when it's completely on. I love how wet these lip glosses look. It's like
voluptuous.
And that wraps it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the review for the Japanese products, and I hope you guys loved this look. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below and let me know what you guys think. Please subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video.